mood to you. Happy mood to you. I am Matthew Oliver, your local mirror, and this is the 5 reasons. And today's 5 reasons are talking to you on the ever so important ceremony and how to bring it to life. The ceremony is definitely one of the most important parts of the wedding because it not only is the beginning of the creation of your day, it's the first time that loved ones and guests will actually see what your creation is and how you created it and how you have created it. So it's very, very important you bring it to life with reason. So these are the 5 reasons and the step-by-step on how to bring it to life. Hope you enjoy it. First reason of the how to bring your ceremony to life is, of course, the furniture. Furniture is quite a big part in a wedding, and not a lot of people actually remember and understand why. Everyone needs chairs, everyone needs tables, but with the ceremony part you have got obviously the altar if you're having the church service, or you have got the ceremony table, civil ceremony table if you're having a civil ceremony. And you also would need chairs for people to sit on. A lot of venues obviously have chairs and tables, but from what my experience, they might not be the right style and the right thing you're looking for. So always remember when you're going around the venues to see the chairs and the furniture, just because it might not be the right one that you want to create with the style. Also, a lot of venues do tend to have, when they're showing you around, a different type of furniture than they do have on the day. So you might need to actually hire furniture in, which is, it can be relatively cheap, but it can obviously be quite expensive depending on the style and the theme you are looking for your wedding. So just remember all of this facts because it's very important. I'm not a big fan on chair covers either. I do think they look very, very tacky, but if that's the road you want to go down, that's absolutely fine. But just to give you an idea, if you're having a rustic theme, you want rustic chairs. If you're having a modern theme, you want modern chairs. So if that helps you there. So that's the first reason. Second reason is the theme. Like I mentioned before, the theme is a big part in the ceremony and your overall wedding day, because the theme is how you want to create your wedding. And if you are going with a rustic theme, for instance, you want the ceremony to be based on the rustic theme. So if you maybe want to get a barn, for instance, or have a ceremony outside, that will coincide with the rustic theme, depending on obviously where you're looking. But you might be not a lot to actually create. If you really want this sort of venue, the venue that you've always had your mind set on, you might need to change the theme. So that's a good part of it when you go and see the venue beforehand, and then after you've seen the venue, then you can create the theme you look for, if that is something that that you really want to create from your wedding. So remember the theme always when you're looking at venues, because it's really, really important. You want to create the perfect one. There could be certain aspects of the venue that you can't change, and that might be the actual, maybe a painting that could not create that theme for you. So just remember that, okay? Third reason is decoration. With decoration, you can go very minor with it, or you can go really crazy with it. It all depends on what you're looking for, and again, with the theme and the style of the creation of your wedding. So always remember decoration and what you can have. Decorations can be from paintings, bird cages, flowers, wall pillars, tapestry trees, pianos, instruments, anything you can actually think of in terms of decoration. If it's a blank canvas wall and you can actually create anything you like, you can go a bit crazy on this, but just don't go too crazy, because you don't want it to be too OTT and look a little bit tacky. But then some venues offer that perfect sort of style in terms of decoration. They might have loads of beautiful paintings on the walls, so you won't need a lot in terms of decoration, but decoration is definitely a must in all weddings. You can even, if you are hiring a lot of decorations, you can take them from the ceremony part and use them again in the actual reception part. I know that I offer that service, so if you are looking for a wedding planner, then we can obviously offer that service and move a lot of hired objects to obviously bring the style of the ceremony and the reception together. But if you are having a different style for the ceremony with the reception, then obviously you want to keep it quite apart. So that is the third reason. The fourth reason is the readings. I know with the church service or a Catholic service, any church service, you're going to be having readings anyway. So this is the point where, for a civil ceremony, what to have, how to personalise it. So a reading does bring your personalisation to life, and I do think it's quite important. I know that I did a reading to my lovely sister's wedding, and it was just really personal, really emotional, and a lot of people enjoyed that part instead of just being a bog standard civil ceremony. So you always think about the readings and where you can actually add them in. It does depend on the registrar and the marriage officer when, you know, what place they can have it, but normally it can be at the beginning or the end, or maybe after the rings. But just think about it, and then maybe a nice poem or passage is very, very nice and gets everyone emotional. And it does, again, like I said, personalise your wedding. So that's the fourth reason. Fifth reason on how to bring the ceremony to life is, of course, the music. And this is one of the biggest parts. Obviously, that's why I left it to the fifth reason. The music is the understatement and the power of the ceremony, and it brings it to life, definitely. So if you want your guests to arrive with music, you can have that, or you can be quite quiet and leave it, you know, very bland and have nothing playing. And then you obviously don't forget about your entrance music. Very, very important. You want a lovely piece of music to create that emotion from your guests, and the first time they actually see you walking down the aisle. And I always say with this, try and have a piece that represents you as a couple or as a person, because it is going to be the first piece of music they're going to hear before you're actually getting married. So something really emotional and powerful works very, very well. Try to stay clear of the traditional wedding songs because they are overplayed in my eyes. That is obviously the Wedding March and Canon de Major. They're just a couple of the ones that are always played, but always think about your favourite artists as well, and can they perform? Obviously not them in person, but can you use that track for your entrance music? Churches are becoming more and more obedient now and let you actually use any type of music, but before they can only offer, like, you know, their own music and instrumental music really, but nowadays they're quite lenient on it. So just make sure you mention music when you go and see them, because I might not mention it to you. Also, there's obviously choirs you can hire, or instrument players, and, you know, strings to play as well, which is also really emotional and really nice and really moving, and they can probably play any type of music you like. So just remember that as well. So music is a really big point, and also the exit music as well. Don't forget to have that really, really powerful. So always remember the music in your ceremony and how you want to create that music. Again, it could, you know, go quite close to your style and your theme, so remember that. Okay, so that's the 5 reasons on how to create your ceremony and how to bring it all to life. It's really important to me, and I think it's really good for everyone to see this, and it's not like a silly blog post from Moo here. So again, like I said, this is the style, and this is my backdrop, and it's exactly the same as last time, and I hope you like it. I think it works really well with what I'm looking for and what I want to create. So don't forget to like, follow, love, and blah 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 blah. And have a really fantastic weekend, everyone, and I'll be back to you next week with some more fantastic Moo love. Love you all, and a happy Moo to you. Bye bye.